What's up, guys? It is Yank here with 47 North Gaming. I'm back with another episode of Train Simulator, continuing our adventure to San Diego. So we are in Irvine right now, and we'll be continuing on here just a moment. Here, I'm going to up that itinerary again that I was using before, just to kind of judge our travel points. And there we are. Jump up in the cab here, release the brake, power down. And we want to get back up to our cruising speed of 9. So next should be the San Juan Capistrano or something, Capistrano, something like that. Locals, you can correct me, I'm sorry to butcher it. But that will be the next planned stop on this journey. So yeah, having this pusher unit's really helpful for climbing this hill. That is for sure. Do our drone simulator stuff. Get our positioning while we're sitting here waiting. Let's see if we can get a nice pan with the train going by. Cool. Continuing along here. Must be a stadium there because there's just lights poking up there. Yep, football field. Our stop at the San Juan, and then from there we'll continue on to I think Oceanside is after that. Then after Oceanside, we actually get a little bit of cruising time to Solana Beach. And then I think it's into San Diego after that. So it's really not that many more stops left, since we're not doing the regional run on this particular one. Timetable for what I'm going to be riding here later. The one that I will be riding, actually, I might pick the right timetable. Alright, so we can continue simming this. Gonna let this continue to coast downhill. Laguna Newell something Maine, so another track point. Going along here. Laguna Newell, we're not stopping there on this particular trip. So we will continue on at 90. Or thereabouts anyway, since we're on a descent. We don't want to push it too close to that limit. But it does look like it's leveling off here. And we're back. So there was apparently a FedEx delivery that was supposed to show up tomorrow, showed up today, and I had to go sign for it and inspect it. Turned out to be custom jerseys, which I had placed an order on them here not that long ago, actually, from a company called Awao or Awao. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Really cool place, though. They do custom jerseys for a lot of different sports, but we get hockey jerseys for both the broomball season and different members of the band for the hockey season, so you can show support, but also like be different in our sections. It's really kind of cool. But because of that, we do look for those customs. So you can go out and customize a jersey all you want on this site, and they got a custom builder, and you can see it in real time. They got a 3D editor and such. But the really cool thing is you can do fully custom. So if you submit a design to them, they will render the whole thing up and everything. So this was one of those full custom designs, and got the shipping confirmation at the beginning of this week. And then it showed up at my door today, and that was just insanely fast. Because even when I got the shipping confirmation and then from FedEx, and you know how it gives like an estimated delivery, and especially with signature service, it tries to tell you when they're going to be there and everything, just so that way you can be present to sign for them. It was saying it was going to be here, at minimum tomorrow, and they beat that estimate by a day. So very, very cool. Shoot, I'll do that at the station stop. But anyway, so I open up this box, expecting to find either the jerseys wrapped in bags by size, as I've seen by other companies do, or individually wrapped, and I'd have to open them up to discover, whose they are when I have to start handing out jerseys. No, it gets better yet. They are individually wrapped, and then on the bags, individually labeled. Now, the labels all have the numbers and the nameplate on the back, so I don't even have to open them up before handing them out, which is really cool. So I can just hand them out pre-wrapped and everything, and that's going to be great. So very, very cool, very impressed, and even the tags on them have pictures of the custom jersey design that we made. So it's some high quality stuff. I'm overshot this station just a little bit. Too busy talking about my awesome jerseys. So we're going to back this guy up. way overshot. Alright, so bring it on back. I wonder how often a station actually gets overshot by a train. Like, is that a common thing? I would hope not, especially if they've got a break at a block at the end. But I'm sure it's happened a few times. Anyway, regardless, gonna have to back her on up. Alright, everybody's on the platform, so I'll put brakes on here. Then we can switch the lights back to the front. Go back up here. Can have doors open. And while we're sitting here, I'm going to pull the itinerary back up because I accidentally covered it real quick with my recording software. So, cool. Continue, please. Doors closed. Forward. Release the brake. And power. Alright, so our next stop is going to be San Clemente, or Clemente Pier, further down the tracks here. And we do have a 40-mile-an-hour zone coming up, so I'll just slow for that. We are going downhill, so gonna have to control the speed. Bring it on back. Bring it on back. No. Forward lights, please. Thank you. Alright, so we'll get around this section, get her back up to 60. Alright, we'll get up to 60 here and continue on down the way. Got a 45 zone coming up here in just under a mile, but we can take advantage of the speed section. Gotta get her down to 45. I assume a turn, because I think now we're headed out towards the coast. Is this clickable? Nope, not clickable. Darn. Going over a roadway there. Yeah, I think we're gotta be right up against the coast here. That we are. So get some nice beach shots with the surf liner here. And now we're going to start passing traffic. God, that guy is going fast. 62. He's probably doing about 60 right now. And I think that's probably only 55 at most. Maybe even 45 being up here along the beach. But regardless, the train is still faster. So you got some beachside homes side there. So we're going towards the pier now. So we'll be stopping at the pier. Now is that the pier? I do believe so. Oh, I feel like I need to sneeze. There it is. Ah, found it. Okay. Anyway, so the stop is about a mile out. So we'll reduce to coast. And we'll start applying some brake. Oh wait, we're not stopping here, we gotta stop at the next one. We're supposed to stop at San Clemente Pier. Oops. Keep moving. Still need to slow down though. It's interesting that they got these two stations so close to each other. Here's a nice little beach view. Alright, so the pier's in half a mile, and we'll be stopping there. You can see the pier actually right there. Let her coast. And put the brakes on. Not going to fit the whole train on the station platform here, but we'll fit what we can. And doors open. Here at the pier. And doors closed, and we'll be getting ready to go. I'm not sure why it does that when I move views. Oh well. Alright, so we've stopped at the pier. Next stop is Oceanside. So we've got a little bit of a run here to get to Oceanside. I think it's about a half hour of a run. Maybe a little less than, probably 20 minutes. But that's, I think, going to be the next break point. Maybe a little bit after Oceanside. I don't know. We'll see how the trip is going, but I believe Oceanside will be the next break point, and then we'll have the final episode going into San Diego. So we'll. This is probably one of the most beautiful sections of the track, just because we've got this beach here. Got that surf liner look, absolutely gorgeous. Even with some of the superliner train cars in there assisting with the capacity needs. They're just, I don't know, I've just liked the look of them. They're sleek. They're maybe not the most modern looking thing in the world, but they're decent looking, if you know what I mean. I mean, it's a really nice set of cars for the American rail system. Alright, we'll get to go back up to 70 now that we're cleared of that crossing section where people cross onto the beach. We still got people that could cross onto the beach in any of these parts, but that was one of the bigger areas for sure. And there goes the train. Alright, so we had a 75 zone, but we're going to have to slow back down to 60, so just keep an eye on our speed progression as we get there. Over some kind of river channel estuary or something. I don't know what that is. Not sure why we have those speed changes. I feel like it should just be held at 70 until we hit the 60, but whatever. And now we're going to be climbing. Ever so slightly. Actually quite considerably so. So we'll hammer down here. Since there's no real risk of speeding on this section going uphill, as we found out, this train doesn't have the ability at 100% throttle to hit 90 going up a grade like this. So we'll watch the train from here. I'm leveling for a moment as we make another climb up. Headed towards Oceanside, California. Taking a look at our route here, because I really haven't done a whole route overview of this section yet. So that's where we currently are. We started up here. We've worked our way all through there, coming across here. Going to continue our way down, across, and our final stop will be here at San Diego Santa Fe track. So that's this station in California. There are a couple other stations which are more regional based, and then that is a freight rail yard. And there's a turnaround circle back here. But the Surfliner doesn't need the turnaround circle, since it's usually got a driving unit on the backside. If it's not another engine like we got now, it's going to be one of those driver units. I forgot to look how far visually we are from the next stop of Oceanside. Oceanside, there's Oceanside. So we got some interesting bits of track to cover, since we are now just going along the coast here and kind of time. She does zip along, that is for sure. Definitely making great progress in comparison to climbing through the mountains. Now the mountains, though, they were beautiful, and the cool thing about that stretch, if you have to watch it across, the number of episodes that it took to get through that, but you get the nice time progression too. Oh shit, speeding. That is on me because we're going downhill. But we get that nice progression of time with the lighting that some games just don't offer, and this game really does pay attention to what time it is and the lighting and how it can change. And so we got some really nice, beautiful shots of the engine while we were doing that, so very, very cool. So I know this is the Thanksgiving adventure that I'm going with, but I know that this series is actually going to last longer and be done after Thanksgiving just because of scheduled release time of the videos. But this is just kind of trying to mirror the adventure that I'm actually going on while you guys are enjoying these. And then of course these are going to last a little ahead on this, or else I would have recorded it sooner. But the original plan was, I'll record these, the week before and get them released for you guys to enjoy during the Thanksgiving holiday, or at least the week leading up to it and Thanksgiving holiday. And I didn't realize how long Donner Pass was going to take me as far as episode length was concerned. I mean, I was already pushing some decently long episodes there. So that's partially why I just didn't plan ahead. Didn't realize it was going to take me that long, and I didn't want to give you guys like a 3-hour episode because nobody would watch that. Watch the episodes that are, I think more than a half hour in length, especially in this series, because it's not a lot of commentary, especially in the later hours that I was recording. I was just late at night, and I'm like, well, I got to get this done before I leave. So I don't know. Anyway, if nothing else, I guess if nobody watches these, I'm not really at a loss. This has been a lot of fun just for me to explore the world of train sim a little bit more. I've gotten to run, my Chicago to Aurora map pack from end to end. I've gotten to run my Donner Pass map basically from end to end and get to really explore that. I'm running LA to San Diego end to end. Now that's something I've already done personally before, but I get to share the experience with you guys, and it is a really nice run. This is a very enjoyable run. Now the interesting thing is of all those, this is the only route that I'll actually be on during the break. I was just using the others to kind of simulate segments of my trip to you guys. This is actually the stretch that we're on right now, the LA to San Diego bit, is a stretch that I've done a lot on Train Sim just out of fun, but never been on in the real world. So this is going to be a really fun time for me, just because I get to actually finally experience it as a passenger and see how well this matches up. Now, I've been to stations on different parts of this route, and I know the stations are very well modeled, so I know that segments of this route are fairly accurately depicted. But it's really going to be fun for me to see this in person, like the whole route from end to end. I think that is I-5? I don't know what freeway actually parallels this. My assumption would be I-5, just because that's the one that runs that kind of stuff. Okay, so this is just an empty freight yard. Don't remember. I didn't see the signage there, so it probably was a whistle. being not in a populated area. Alright, so there's the yard. Gotta get down to 75 for segments, probably a corner or a track crossing. Or a bridge. Yep, bridge and convergence of tracks. So there we are. Crossing the bridge. I'm just gonna keep it at 75 since 75 zone's coming up here in less than half a mile. Storage place of some kind, I guess. Tuck ourselves underneath the roadway. And just about as I think we're gonna get to go 90, there's a 55 zone after that. Oh well. 75 is still way better than 30 after doing a lot of Donner's Pass at 30, going downhill at that, so having to listen to the energy recovery system whirring along in the back, and not to mention just having to drag the brake all the time to do it. Alright, so Oceanside is coming up. Let's see, looking at my timetable, I think that is where I'm going to call this episode, because I don't know exactly how long it's been with that break in the action, but I think it's sufficient for an episode length here. And then we'll pick it back up from Oceanside to head into San Diego for the final leg of this series and the final episode of this map. Alright, so getting down to 55. Coming into Oceanside. Alright, well, got a nice long station here to coast on into. Our leisure. Alright guys, that is going to do it for us. First time we got those doors open, because we're not off the platform. But that's going to do it for us on this episode. Tune in for the next episode for the final leg, the conclusion